crown like cold winter light, scroll in hand, 7 seals, every word cuts and heals. By a single roar, I hear thunder at my door. Wars and rumors of wars, smoking like a curse in the dark. Every headline, every star is another cracked heart in the ark. Wars and rumors of wars. Hey, echo from the prophets and seers. When the Lamb breaks the seal, all the old world shakes with our fear. Horse ways, bread and bone, steel stilled hard, iron stone. Measure grain by a dying sun, silver short for everyone. Pale horse waits, eyes like ash, graves awake, tombs unlatched. Hades hangs on a trailing chain, every pulse spells your
finding one more thing and I'm up.
Of wars, spoken like a curse in the dark. Every headline, every scar's another cracked heart in the ark. Wars and rumors of wars. Whoa, echo from the prophets and seers. When the Lamb breaks the seal, all the old world shakes with our fears.
That's right. We're just going to get started. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mic's on. We're all good. I always love to check and see if my melodious tones are being heard by you out there. And I feel like some people might have felt lectured earlier today on the morning show in the first hour because I was going over all the myriad ways that Claude has told me that my audience, while watching a lot, isn't necessarily subscribed at the same rate. So this is my call to action. Subscribe. I made a button and everything. What? Where is it? There it is. I did. See? It's all right. Just subscribe. Yeah, it didn't cost you anything. It's free. If you're on YouTube especially. I got 34.7 million watch hours and less than 100,000 subscribers. And other people who have 3 million subscribers don't have anywhere near my viewer time and frequency. So I call Hornswoggle. There we go. So give us I think the phrase of today, ladies and gentlemen, the key phrase will be our old favorite.
That was just bullshit, Joel.
Because it seems like the folks over at Fox Beeswax are struggling. I'm sorry. Wow, that's a picture, and I should have been prepared. That's wrong of me. Holy smokes. Oh dear. This you can tell when Fox is disappointed with him because of the pictures they choose. Like he's sad about oil. I don't know if that's oil profits going down. You'd think he'd be happy if the big red arrow going down. That usually means the price of oil is going down. But then it's all this those little stock candles and stuff that if you watch some of those like How to Make It Big in the Stock Market assholes, they're always telling you upside down candles and all that stuff. I don't know that this is bot bullshit. I mean, their shows are. You're right. I'm sorry. You're a little behind on what I'm talking about. I think this is just somebody, it's like whoever edits Jesse Waters clips hates his guts. And most of the people who do graphics at Fox can't stand Donald Trump. I'm convinced of it. That's why they keep doing their best to pull pictures of him where he looks like shit. Now, some of the pushback, I feel it coming from you already. But Hal, he looks like shit in all of these. Well, touche. But, AI and Snapchat filters are a hell of a thing. They could gussy him up if they wanted to. They just don't. And they have a couple of Trump-approved pictures that he hands out and insists on them using. They don't use those, do they? Nope. They go to this fucking womp womp that's that's happening right here. I mean, this one, this is the sad man of America. Why are you not playing, you silly thing? Okay, why is my soundboard not doing it? Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's just being a dick. Okay. Fine, Farrago. Be that way, you weirdo. Settings. Go to settings. Pick a... Why are the Mac Pro speakers chosen? That would be wrong. Let's put it on Elgato to call it a day and see if that fixes anything. No, I guess... that's the other thing. That's a thing I didn't even think of as with this thing. Now, I can't go past this point without my sound effects happening. Let's see. Show channels on full filter. Okay, no. I just need this. It's Farrago is on. Turn that on and back off again. And then... Yeah, it's just... Oh, maybe I just have to open and close it again. This shit happens. All right. Well, all right. Sound effects being a jerk. They've been... I mean, in the software's defense, it has been awake for 15 days straight because I don't turn my computer off. I just let it sleep because it's actually better for it and saves you on energy because it's ironic. It's like a car. Starting it up and shutting it down actually require more energy than idling in this case. Let's see if it works. There it is. Now we've got it. We can't not have sad Trump music when we go through this clip because I have a feeling the lovely folks over at Fox Beeswax are having a real one. Because I think lately, I have the blonde lady who looks very Ivanka-esque and, Trump wants her to say the right thing, but she never does because she's like, I actually know numbers. They hired me because I'm hot, but I'm not hot and stupid, right? That's clearly what she's selling. And then there's the dude who's the himbo on the show. And even he is like, I don't think this maths very well. Everything spins at Fox. The alerts, the titles.
We had a deal. It was a done deal. And then they broke it. They always...
No, we never did. We never had a done deal that they broke. You tore up the deal we had. Shut the... It's...
break it. We've had 10 deals with these people, and so
which means you've had 0.
We're just going to hit them very hard, and we're gonna keep the straight, and we'll probably run it. We'll
take out the word probably, though. It makes me sound wishy-washy.
Become the guardian of the straight. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the straight, and we should be reimbursed for that. They're a bad group of people. They've been this way for a long time, and right now they're getting their kicked.
You really got to bleep out ass? It's in the Bible.
The world's most important.
Oh, listen to the moment of silence after ass kicked, and the clip ends, and you don't even hear that kind of Fox bustle of like, yeah, oh, goddamn, oh, man, what a boss. Like you don't even hear that. Like, let's get some noise in there. Let's get some hustle. Let's talk it out. Let's let the third baseman hear you. Like that kind of talk that they usually do when he says something awesome. They're like, On that note,
right now they're getting their kicked.
The world's most important oil choke point remains at the center of renewed fighting between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump says the U.S. is taking over the strait as oil markets brace for escalation. Welcome to the Big Money Show.
Brace for escalation. they're actually factoring it in already.
I'm Taylor Riggs, along with my co-host, Dave McDowell, Brian Brenberg, Jackie DeAngelis.
I think Dave, is that the guy in the middle? Is that the Dave guy? Dave's the himbo. And even Dave is starting to, like, his toenails are starting to curl inward on Trump.
Bahnsen Group founder and managing partner, David Bahnsen. Great to have you.
Great to be here.
So President Trump announcing that the U.S. is reinstating its blockade on Iran, saying that ships seeking safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will face a 20% charge. CENTCOM is continuing.
I talked about this morning. Back the fuck up. You can't just zip through. At the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped for any and all costs necessary to do the job. So whatever they're selling, we get 20% of the rate of the shipping or the stuff. Like, this is just dumb.
Hormuz will face a 20% charge. CENTCOM is continuing strikes in the region. The administration says it's
The fuck did we blow up? A shrub in the middle of nowhere?
all about leverage.
It's open, as Central Command has said, and most of the targets that we've hit the last several nights have been directly aimed at Iran's radars, sensors,
Oh, you mean all the stuff Trump said they didn't have anymore?
drones, and missile
Oh, it's totally protection money. But that's, good Lord.
batteries right there on the strait to eliminate and degrade their ability to attack the global economy. So we're going to take that leverage off the table.
Oh, I see. They're firing on American bases in Bahrain and Qatar and Kuwait and now Jordan because they're attacking the world economy. I see. I didn't realize the world economy had a military base in these places.
Straits of Hormuz. The negotiations are continuing on the nuclear program around the world. We're turning the
No, they're not.
screws on the economy, and President Trump will ensure Iran never has a nuke.
Sorry, real quick. Turning the screws, a torture reference. Negotiations continue. Nobody fucking negotiates with a torture victim. Like, don't mix your metaphors. We're already aware this is nonsense. We already know. There's, like, the negotiations are a waste. Like, I don't even know who they're talking to, and even if the people who they're talking to could actually carry any of the shit out, they've never known that. That's what I've said from the beginning. Like, Trump's like, we've destroyed their leadership, the second leadership, the third leadership. They're very reasonable, and then they're cuckoo a week later because none of the stuff he said, which was all a lie, came true. I don't doubt the people that he's talking to are insane because we killed anybody who was even remotely close to moderate or was negotiable about anything and just left them with the hardliners who are fucking crazy. Duh.
All right, David, so we're going back to the Iranian blockade. What do you make?
Well, look, a lot of the geopolitical side of it, foreign policy, strategy is outside of my domain.
Yeah, but it's also currently outside the domain of reality. So
I very much believe that the blockade is an effective way to deal with putting the pinch to Iran. I don't know if this thing is going to be able to end.
as opposed to a ground invasion. That doesn't mean it's successful. It's just better than raiding the country.
And without further military escalation or not.
Right, that's the...
Many I talk to and trust and follow and read believe that further military escalation is going to be needed. As far as the economic side of it, there's no question that Strait of Hormuz being closed has an impact, and Iran knows that. And there's nothing Iran wants more than to maintain the leverage. The blockade moves the leverage from them to us, but it hurts our economy in a midterm year. So there's no perfect solution here. There's a lot of trade-offs. It's complex. And
yeah, we know. That's why it took 2 years for the JCPOA. Everybody knew this. I knew it. Your wife knew it. Dogs know it.
Markets are just only focused on one thing.
By the way, subscribe. That's my call to action right now. You should subscribe to the show and the clips and stuff and all of the above. Subscribe. Just there, do it right away. Now people will know. Oh my! I have to hit the button twice for the subscribe thing to work. That's the funky thing with it. Oops! I moved the channel entirely. Go. What are you doing? I don't want to mute that. I want to go back to this way and go back. Where are you? Going back to. Where'd you go, you strange little thing? I guess I have to move the channels. I'm just throwing buttons all over the place today. What in the heck? What the Acam is the? Ooh, that's not good. That's a lot of Ecam crap. I don't want that at all. That's that one. No, that's pretty terrible. System. No, don't want that one either. Let's see. Right. And then is there a button for the things that that's the OBS shows. Oops, sorry. Oh, I shouldn't have triggered that. That will send off a bunch of things running around. Go away. I don't want to do that. That's something I built earlier for Friday Eye, and it's not working. I don't like it. Now I gotta go back to switching my channels the old-fashioned way. Hold on. Quit it. I don't want to do... Philip, we missed Philip before. Hello. What are you doing? Quit it. Close that. Stop it. Oh, and did I start the Insta? Did Insta start? Maybe that's why the Insta gods are... Oh, okay, yeah. The Insta gods are telling me to knock it off and start the show. That's what it is. Welcome to the show, Instagram. You guys are just joining us now, I guess. Hold on. No, that's not right. Where did you go? No, we're all right. Okay. I think we're okay. Never mind. All's well. We'll go back to here. Good Lord. Close. Go away. All right. I'm back to the right channel. Excellent. Now, go to this. Okay, Ecam's open. We're good. And it's this guy. And I'm afraid to push the next button. There it is. Found it. I've got to get my buttons straightened out. All I was trying to do was, you know what I blame? I blame the kid.
Has a very special place in the heart.
It'll sneak up on you. You got to be careful. You got to watch yourself. All right. Back to this nonsense.
To end one way or the other. Markets are right, but as far as what's going to happen between now and then, my view has just been nothing more than I don't trust anything the Iranians say.
Yeah. Brian, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been in favor of the blockade, right? Because it cuts off the choke point.
This is your fault, Brian.
For their revenue. And if you starve them of revenue, then they lose all the leverage that they think they have, though I guess I would argue I'm not sure that they have as much leverage over the strait as maybe they think they do. How do you think about sort of returning to economic freedom and an Iranian blockade?
Yeah, blockade means bad guy ships don't move.
Yep.
All the good guy ships are supposed to move. That's up
Thank you. That's for rich dummy talk.
to the good guy ships, by the way. They have to decide,
Yeah.
you know, so you can say it's open, but they're the guys who ultimately decide if they...
What he means is if the ships don't trust that they'll be safe going through, they're not going to go through the good guy ships. It sounds like he means our military, but he means the good guy ships are the people transporting Qatari oil and stuff and moving food in and out of the Middle East on the other side, not our good guy ships. It's so odd.
For them to go through. I'm curious to know, David, what you think about this 20% charge thing. You like that? You okay with that?
The idea of charging the
Well, President Trump's saying if we're going to keep it open, if we're going to fight the bad guys to help ships go through, we want you guys to pay us 20% of the value of your cargo. I think that's what the 20% is, the value of your cargo.
I'm not sure.
Something like that. Let's just say that's it.
I don't know if he knows exactly what it means.
I don't know if he does either.
I think what he's doing
This is Fox News, by the way, going, I don't even think he knows what he means.
is just putting out there for something for leverage, trying to get more support he doesn't feel for good
Support for what?
reason that he's had.
Sorry, you want the rest of the world, who relies, I guess, on the oil coming out and the Middle East, the GCC countries that require on the, that need the supplies going in, to pay us a protection to get their shit through the part that's supposed to be international waters and safe.
From other allies around it. And so I think he's probably doing that thing he does to try to get some more support from others.
Why would we support paying 20%? Why would the Europeans go, oh, yeah, it's already more expensive. We'll pay an extra 20% on top of that for fucking this up in the first place?
Any cost that he imposes is going to be added into the cost of the cargo.
Yeah, I view it as a negotiating move. I don't know if that's what we'll get. I think what he's saying
We're not going to get that. We're not going to actually ask for that. That's insane.
to the world is if this is going to be an international waterway, then all these nations of the world that depend on it, you got to help one way or the other. It doesn't necessarily mean cash. It could mean in kind, send some ships, do some mine
But I think it's European.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, the Philippines getting some oil out of there. They have to send some minesweepers, which they don't have. What the fuck?
Nations he's talking to, because the other Middle Eastern nations have been helping. They've been very involved, and in fact, they've taken a lot of missiles from Iran.
Yeah. Getting punched in a bar fight because your buddy started it is not being an active participant in the defense of the honor of the young lady for which the fight started in the beginning. Dickhead.
Because they're allies of the U.S., or at least economic allies in this front, I think he's targeting it to Europe.
I was reading it more, maybe it was like a toll or a payment in kind, Jackie, but I was also thinking when Larry Kudlow sat here last Wednesday and he said all that money.
He said, that's a direct quote.
Money that we were going to, companies and other countries were going to invest in Iran. Maybe we take 20% off of that. It's the money.
No, that's not what that means. What are you talking about? You mean after we're going to take over the country like Venezuela and move our companies in and take 20% of their fucking industry for having the gall to get blown up? Also, the Iranian civilians, by and large, aren't the problem here. So the idea that we would take 20% of the civilian infrastructure, like taxation, is fucking ridiculous. This is so, like, listen to them trying to justify this.
Get that goes to reimburse us. I think that was similar to an idea of what Larry was saying.
Yeah. Notice how she's blinking, which I think that's something Larry was saying. I'm sorry, I'm starting to smell almonds as I try to figure out what the fuck Larry Kudlow was talking about.
How do you read this?
Well, all I can do is read exactly what the president said and try to make some sense of that. So.
Welcome to my world.
In this Truth Social, he actually goes on to say, after he names the United States the guardian of the Hormuz Strait.
Or the guardian angel.
Then he says, as a matter of fairness, will be reimbursed at the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped for any and all costs necessary to do the job of providing safety and security to the very volatile section of the world. So I think... he's kind of laying out there what he plans to do. I don't like really any of this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, finally, sometimes the honesty just pops like a zit on Fox Business. Sometimes they're just like, I'm trying to hold it back, and they're all swollen and red, and then...
Iranians were trying to charge tolls. Now we're trying to charge tolls.
Would you call them both tolls, though, do you think?
To a degree, yes. What is 20% of your, for safe passage?
I mean, I don't know. Like
that's a toll.
Iran's saying we'll protect you from us attacking you.
Right.
And the U.S. is saying we'll protect you from Iran attacking you.
Right.
So it feels like on the 20% from Trump is like, we're doing a service for you. You need to pay us something for it. Iran's basically doing like ransom money.
Either way,
we'll sink your ship.
You have to pay something to be.
Yeah. When the money leaves the bank account of these people for the purpose of a passage through international waters in an area that was previously open and ends up in another bank account and is no longer in theirs, they don't give a shit whether Iran held a gun to their head or the U.S. said, if you don't pay us, we'll let Iran hold a gun to your head. It's a fucking difference.
That you didn't have to pay to pass through before. So
there she is. I got to tell you, the ladies of Fox Business, everybody but Maria are not having it.
The entire situation and how this has been playing out. And I would just say about listening to the president this
well, that's not good.
morning on this particular issue. I mean, he's very calm about it. We all sort of were chuckling when we heard the audio of him answering that question. And, you
did?
I have to ask myself what he knows that we don't know throughout this.
Oh, my God. You're kidding, right?
Conflict. There have been times where he can seem very agitated when he has, cursed in his Truth Social and whatever to make a point. But he seems pretty calm about this. And I just wonder where we are
I'm pretty sure they've got him sedated.
Going with it. Did we want to be the guardian angel of the Strait of Hormuz? No. We wanted to make sure that Iran doesn't have the capability to upgrade to nuclear weapons and to make sure that they're not going to be doing that process of making them in the future. I believe we've secured that at least for a certain amount of time, but
no, you haven't.
Even this morning when Ainsley.
Okay, I love that you read his Truth Sinkhole post. Go back and read the MOU. What it says is the part about nuclear weapons doesn't kick in for even negotiation until 4 of the other points, the other 14 points, have already been handled, which is sanctions relief and the release of their funds. Until we do that, they're not even talking about the other shit. And they maintain control of the strait. This asshole didn't even read what he was signing.
She said the reports indicate that they're working underground still on weapons.
The nerve.
And so I want to see an end to.
Where do you expect them to work on them? Rooftops?
The conflict. I want to see that for the American people. I want to see it for the Iranians. I want the good guys to win, obviously, but I am very frustrated by the timeline of all this. Let's just review for a moment where we are on gas prices. We're at $3.87. We were at $3.79 a week ago. Now with oil under 75, you're only going to see that number go up. And going into the midterms, which Larry actually thinks we have a chance. I believe it was Larry said we have a chance of
Larry's very bullish
winning.
on that, yeah.
We're gonna win. We're all winners. That was a good direct quote from Larry Kudlow.
Gas prices, all this stuff, it really matters.
Dagan, I want to come to you on this. What also matters, I think, over the weekend is Oman.
She's the other one that's just had it. Just saying.
Maybe also backing away from Iran as we think about the Gulf nations who economically are coming closer to the U.S. than we thought that they were. On Saturday, they proposed 2 routes through the strait, one freely navigated in Omani waters and the other navigated in Iran waters without charge. Then, of course, you have today the president saying, as we just talked about, sort of economic fury again. Does that sort of give you any hope as you think about transport of oil and sort of what it means?
Yes, you did, Water Goddess, and thank you. I appreciate that, Water Goddess.
Means for the U.S. economy and the likes.
The betting markets have turned their attention to the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, which is the strait between Djibouti and Yemen.
Between whose booty?
Out of the Red Sea, concerned that Iran, if cornered, will use the Houthis and other proxies to close that.
Of course they will.
Straight down, the betting odds have shot up dramatically just in the last few days, given the re-escalation.
Even though, by the way, I'd like to remind everyone, the reality of this circumstance has not changed at all. It's literally just the talk. The MOU was always bullshit. It was never going to be agreed to. This was always a pause so that both sides could reload and start shooting again. There was no understanding in this memorandum at all. This was all just shadow puppetry. It was nonsense. Always. Nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed that affects the markets and affects these betting fucking bullshit, poly market things, is the people that are like counting on other people to buy it. Like on poly market and these other ones, the reason it's going up and down is people trying to jockey betting to try and get ahead of the other suckers and then get out, or lead people a certain direction and make money on another bet. It's all gamesmanship.
In the region, also shooting up would be the betting that the Federal Reserve is going to have to hike interest rates. The odds of a Fed rate increase have gone from 50% to 70% since the escalation.
Oh, man. Can you imagine the phone calls Warsh is going to get at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Kicked into higher gear about 2 weeks ago. And so all of this adds up to, and if you look at longer term interest rates, you've got them well over 5% on the 30-year and well over 4.5% on the 10-year. All of this adds up to
say it.
Higher longer term interest. Look, it's 4.6. This is higher mortgage rates for the American people in addition.
Yeah, this is exactly what Trump wants. And I think if all the people going, I didn't vote for this. Yes, you fucking did. Because all of us were telling you this was going to happen. You're shocked? This dude is running the American government exactly like he ran his fucking Atlantic City casino, or Trump Steaks, or Trump Water, or Trump Vodka, or Trump University, or even Trump Media and Technology Group. And I swear to God, I hope we can find footage of these assholes saying, wow, TMTG is going through the roof when it was hitting 90. And then, if we could ever corner them and go, hey, how's that advice you gave to the maggots on buying the TMTG stock right after he got elected? I'm not upset. I'm glad that they're being fleeced. Means less money goes to Republican candidates, which is, again, Trump shooting his own party in the foot.
Higher gasoline prices. Also, if the Federal Reserve has to hike interest rates, even if the U.S. government can borrow below the rate of inflation, that's great. We can inflate away the debt, but it's not great if you are borrowing to buy appliances, automobiles, if you have lease payments that have adjustable rate debt, if you're a corporation with floating rate debt that adjust higher. So this all plays into not a pretty financial picture for a lot of the economy. And I'll also note.
So about all that stuff that Trump was saying about it was all like the economy's doing better than it's ever been, and it's like no one's ever seen before.
That was just bullshit, Joel.
Right.
We get the SPR numbers on Monday, not on Wednesday, and the Strategic Petroleum Reserve in the U.S. Has had an additional drawdown in the most recent week of 3 million barrels of crude. That's week over week. We're now down to 316.5 million barrels, again hitting a new 1983 low.
Whew. And on MSNBC or MS Now, you would be hearing concern, I think, for the consumer, for the American people, in the voice of the presenter, whether it's Lawrence O'Donnell, who might be a little, I don't know, a little stricter in his interpretation of how a newsman should behave, whereas everybody else might be like, this is going to hurt people. This is clearly Fox worried about, this is going to hurt Republicans and Trump specifically. And they're all, they can't tap dance around this. They just cannot. They're trying. You could see that they just regret having to say this stuff when there's a camera rolling. It's amazing. But this is not concern for the American people. This is not concern for the average American. This is strictly concern for Republicans' chances in the midterm, because people like you and I might not like it that we're the ones getting fleeced. While, billionaires and millionaires have the ability to leverage whatever the fuck they're doing and get away with it.
The wrong direction. I know that this takes a great deal of time to refill. It's easier to get oil out than put it back in, and it's a loan program. I think it's a barrel and a quarter for every barrel that was loaned out. Nevertheless, that and the Cushing stockpiles, which are kind of below the
just listen, just trying. Just squeeze it out, lady. Just say it. You know exactly how to say this. You know exactly how to present this as news. But you're trying so hard not to say what you have to say. Look, I get jammed up talking about some of this stuff because I have 3 different options in my head for analogies and descriptions most of the time. And a lot of times they're elbowing for position. But this is somebody who knows exactly what she's talking about because she's on the business network. She at least knows these details. Her ethics and her morals is another conversation entirely. But her ability to process the details and know whether she's lying, has to lie, or is telling the truth are obvious. Oh, awesome. Look at that. Trump Media CEO. Oh, beautiful. We'll jump at that in a sec. Well, why not? Let's just jump straight in there. Hold on one second. I want to see this. Fox Business. Trump Media CEO. Is it Devin Nunes? Are we going to get to see his goofy fucking grin?
Trump Media and Technology Group breaking news this morning announcing a merger with TAE Technologies, a $6 billion deal.
This happened? No, this... All right.
That the company says will blaze the path toward U.S. dominance.
Look at that. Pre-market, it's $13. This was already after it had taken a giant shit.
In AI. It is seeking out a location to bring construction on the world's first utility-scale fusion power plant, subject to required approvals. The move creates one of the first publicly traded fusion companies. Trump Media and Technology Group rising this morning. Take a look at the stock. It is up 24% right now.
Wow, 24% brought you to $12?
Had been up better than 30% earlier in the morning when the news first...
And then people went, oh, wait, this is Trump. Sorry, this is bullshit. I need my money back.
Broke. Joining me right now is the CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group, Devin Nunes. Devin, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Maria. Oh, yeah. He's not smiling in this one. This is well after his bullshit smile period. It's like, good to see you. Hello. How are you? Yes, I was fed intravenous laxatives before this. I'm very bullish about the company, but...
Congratulations on this big deal. You've got to explain this to me. I don't understand why a technology company is merging with a nuclear fusion company.
It's not.
Well, technology is all about energy, Maria. You talk about it every day on your show. It's the biggest vulnerability we have right now in this country. As you know, Truth Social...
He quit earlier this year, by the way.
Was first started.
It got that bad. Like, what, 3 months ago?
Not because the president needed a new company, but because people were being banned by the internet. We built the technology to solve that problem and save...
Oh, you totally solved it.
Free speech. Now we've been...
Yeah, you've solved free speech.
And looking at what's the biggest issue at the highest level? What do we have to solve for? We have all these data centers coming in. We have AI coming in. And
yeah, it's coming in. That's how it works.
Right at the center of that, what all of that needs to operate is energy. We need this country to be energy independent. We need to bring prices down. And if we want to bring industry
well, you're doing a bang up job since 11 months ago
back and be the capital and the hub for data centers, we're going to have to get nuclear fusion to work. Now, look, for 20 years, we bought solar panels and windmills from China. Those policies failed. What the Trump administration is trying to do is actually do
no, they didn't.
Real energy, whether it's oil, gas, all the above, but including nuclear. And what we've been out doing is we've scoured the world and the globe to find the best scientists, the top people, the best company.
And after we met them and they laughed in our faces, we found these guys in a garage in New Jersey.
And we want to do nuclear fusion because nuclear fusion, although it was discovered some 75 years ago, nuclear fusion is really the holy grail. The science is there. And the good thing about the company that we're
something tells me they're going to be drinking from the wrong cup.
Merging with is these have the very best people we have in America.
Oh, hashtag the best people.
1,600 patents, 400 scientists. A bunch of award-winning scientists, and they are ready to build. They've been working on this project for 25 years with private funding. The Chuck Schwab family was one of the original investors. Other investors like Google and others have put money into this company. They were looking to go,
and then they left
public. And what we did is we said, look, we're a technology, you're a technology company. Let's build the synergies together. And let's go out and build the world's first nuclear fusion project. And this project, Maria, is ready to go.
No. When was this? A year ago? 6 months ago. Trump, yeah, okay, yeah. This is right before the stocks.
That's what they really lack. They've done all the science. They've built 5 models.
All the science is done, guys.
Of it. And now it's ready to be built.
It's totally ready.
And that's the key.
All we need... We got one trip to the hardware store and we're fucking gold.
We have to start doing something in this country that matters, and that's what Trump media is all about. So we've looked for the crown jewel. We found the crown jewel. We built up a...
That looks like the thing from The Fifth Element where they reconstituted Mila Jovovich, and if they can do that, I'm in.
Tremendous balance sheet over the last year and a half since we went public. And now this is a company with Schwab and others that we can merge this together and get out and build the world's first nuclear fusion plant, which we're going to need. The country's going to run out of energy if we don't do something.
So you didn't merge with it. You think the other investors are cool with you getting a 50% stake in it? Or maybe you just bought... Oh, that's probably what happened. They didn't know it. Fuck. I guarantee. They didn't know it, but they were buying Google and Schwab out of this. Like getting them out of this.
Expecting Trump media technology to rely on nuclear energy and be independent in terms of using now your own energy from nuclear fusion?
Well, when you really look at this, the size and scope of these plants, so the initial plant will be 50 megawatt, and a lot of people are talking about these smaller plants. But the technology that we're looking at, that we've invested in, is actually will build power plants that are at scale, at size, so anywhere from 350 to 500 megawatts. And not only that, Maria, is you can nuclear power if done correctly. Now, remember, in the past,
it's kind of a crucial phrase.
So the big nuclear power plants, the costs went out of control, skyrocketed out of control. Nuclear fusion has always been there. It really is the holy grail. It's like the sun.
Is it like the Holy Grail? It's like
but
the sun?
We haven't been able to harness.
But is it like the Father and the Holy Ghost as well?
That yet. It just hasn't, the technology, the science. But that's the difference between TAE and all the other nuclear companies out there around the world. This is the one that won't rely on rare earth elements, won't have to rely on a bunch of magnets, and it's the only company that's actually built something. That's what we were most impressed with, was not just...
Okay, so this was 6 months ago. And let me see, hold on real quick. It was $12. Let's see. It was $12 6 months ago. It's $8.52. It's down 0.23% today. Indicators. Do we have indicators? The moving average. Done. Oh, yeah. So it's humming right around ass. Analysis. Ooh. No analysis. No analyst ratings found. Nobody's even bothering. Yeah. Okay. Analysts. Okay. Earnings. That's other companies. They don't have any. They have revenue, which is not earnings. But okay. Moving average. There you go. The area. What is this? Ooh, let's look at their candles. Upside down candle. Get out. Get out now. All right. The indicators. Moving average. To compare to Tesla, which is down 3 points today. Trump Media and Technology is what? 852. It's down $3 since whenever. Oh, it was like here. 9:35 a.m. Now it's here. Oh, what's this? That's hilarious. Oh, I see. There's two separate things. DJT, which is Trump Media and Technology Group, and DJTWW, which is Trump Media and Technology Group. What? Is this worldwide? Like Prestige Worldwide? Boats and hose. That's mainly what they're known for making. Boats and hose. That's at $3.20. The fuck is DJTWW? Oh, that's it on the NASDAQ? So on the NASDAQ, it's pulling $3. How is this? How? What? They've got concurrent running things? I am not familiar with... How does DJ... All right. They're just fleecing people on two different sectors? It's down 5% today on the NASDAQ, 320. $3.20. That's on its way to penny stock territory. Jesus. Fusion. What an asshole. Okay, hold on. Now I have to look at one other thing. TAE Technologies. They have to have a killer website, right? TAE. Forward, clean, safe energy from experience. The company about us. Our technologies. TAE Fusion Power. Power Solutions. Life Sciences. Bring no hopes to patients who treat cancer. Shifting the paradigm. What is... Yeah, that's a good question. They're a biotechnology company that was spun out by TAE Technologies in 2017 to develop and commercialize a breakthrough biologically targeted radiation treatment for the most difficult cancers. Alpha beam neutron system is compact and practical for installation in hospital setting. See the full frequently asked questions. Okay. Their fact goes to no results found. This is definitely a Trump enterprise. This is like Trump and assholes enterprise. Forever solution for clean carbon-free energy. We've got pictures. Look at our graphics. This is our machine. Cleanest and the safest fuel. Fundamentals. It's advanced. What does advanced mean? What is advanced beam-driven FRC breakdown TAE's fusion energy? Advanced. Why is it advanced? Because it has advanced. Beam-driven. What does that mean? FRC. Unique magnetic confinement technology. Yeah, this is the sign up for our newsletter. Careers. Do not share stuff. Okay, and tell us about the company. About us. Our vision, our mission, and what we do. Who are you? Who works there? Okay, there we go. Jeff Woodbury is the president and CEO. TA Technology, UK AEA, Advanced Development of Cure Fusion TA. Okay, nope, that's just it. This is the company. He's just appointed in June. Yeah, that's it. That's more important information about the TMTG merger and where to find it. In connection with the TMTG merger, TMTG intends, Jesus Christ, That video I just showed you was from 6 months ago. Intends to file with the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission, the SEC, for those at home, in case you're stupid, a registration statement on Form S-4 to register the common stock of TMTG shares to be issued in connection with the TMTG merger. The registration statement will conclude a document that serves as a proxy statement and prospectus of TMTG and consent solicitation statement of TAE, the proxy statement, and TMTG will file other documents regarding the statement, prospectus, what? Any other document it may file with the SEC. Before making any voting decision, investors and security holders are urged to read the registration statement, the proxy statement, prospectus, and consent solicitation agreement statement, and any other relevant documents that may be filed with the SEC, if they can fucking find them, as well as any amendments or supplements to those documents carefully and in their entirety, if and when, this is so a Trump thing, if and when they become available, because they will contain important information about TMTG and TAE, the TMTG merger, the risks related thereto, and they are myriad, and related matters, which we will thank you for your attention to. After the registration statement has been declared effective, which it, I guess, hasn't, a definitive proxy statement will be mailed to the shareholders of TMTG's shareholders, of TMTG, and a prospectus and consent solicitation statement will be sent to the stockholders of TAE. In fact, so none of this shit has happened, or they just haven't updated the fucking website. No officer. This communication is not intended, does not include the offer buyers. It's not a communication. It's a fucking. It's just the introduction of this dude, and in the about TAE is just a press thing, and you guys just tacked on the letter as if we're all investors. What did they just reply, send all? Oh my God. I can't believe the stock's not still going for $92 a share. It's the same as the MOU. Abso-fucking-lutely it is. Who said that? Hold on. You're absolutely right. It's basically the MOU. Jesus. Yeah, Vincent, well done. That's exactly what this is, brother. This is, yeah. It's just, this is how the MOU works. And by the way, Barbara, thank you for the little waving person. Hold on, let's see if does this work. Hold on, there we go. Yay! And seriously, I guess, as opposed to sincerely, I get you. Even if it's not a laughing matter, laughing matters. Thank you, Hal. I completely agree. Just because I say a few jokes to lighten the subject does not mean that the subject is taken lightly. And how? All right. So let's go back to her being miserable. Back up. So we know where we were in the middle of all this, and let's play a proper hello to her.
Owned out. Nevertheless, that and the Cushing stockpiles, which are kind of below the bottom, like the operating bottoms, that is the NYMEX hub for delivery. This is not a picture that is great for crude inventories in the United States.
Crude inventories.
Quickly, David, your thoughts long-term on how we reduce the world's reducing its dependence on the Strait. We've talked about from the Red Sea, Indian Ocean, and I'm going to mispronounce these, so I apologize. Yanbu, Fahira.
Hold on. Wait. No. Hold on.
Turkey, Oman, basically different Gulf nations.
Sorry.
So I apologize.
Sorry, we're reducing the oil needs of the Archer character from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yanbu.
Oh, that would be Yandu, at least. Okay.
Fahira, Turkey, Oman, basically different Gulf nations trying to build pipelines to circumvent the Strait of Hormuz.
Yes, I would urge everyone to go back and watch The World Is Not Enough, my favorite Pierce Brosnan Bond film. And not just because Sophie Marceau.
Hey, we're done relying on you. We want to bypass.
I like the little hand flutter. That was good. The Real Housewives of Fox Business.
The Strait of Hormuz. long term to say, we're done relying on you, we want to bypass Iran? Long term, is that not bullish as we start to pull away the levers that Iran thinks it has?
Taylor, it's absolutely bullish long term, but it's very important we understand what long term means. It does not mean a year or 2 years. It means 10 years. And there are certain things, certain parts of the world that pipelines won't be able to work for. There is so much complexity around this. What we did with American domestic energy production independence is change everything. The impact to us right now is a fraction of what it would be if we didn't have the shale revolution.
When did that start? Who was that? Who was in 2014 or so? Who?
15 years ago that changed our country.
15 years ago. Who was president during that period? I'm trying to remember.
And pipelines, by the way, are a vital part of it. We need more pipelines, and we need more pipelines to get to more export LNG terminals, to get to more LNG that we can ship to Europe, Asia, et cetera. There's so many layers to this. All we can do long term is focus on, from the economic and energy policy standpoint, independence, do our own thing, master of our own fate. There's a lot of oil in that part of the world. There's always going to be. The part
No, there isn't.
I don't know what to say about is that in a business deal, I just walk away from deals all the time if I don't trust the people I'm talking to. If I don't like the people, I'm like, I don't need this deal. I move on to the next one.
That's how Trump is, and that doesn't work in this situation.
How can anyone trust Iran? How are we supposed to continue listening to, we announced an MOU or they're doing this, doing that, and then it doesn't last 2 weeks?
It hasn't occurred to you that Trump is lying? Like, I have no doubt that they're lying, but at least they're lying within the confines of their intense long term. Trump is lying about what they said. Trump lies about what he signed. That should settle it. Trump lies all the time about the document, the MOU. I don't give a fuck what these people said in a meeting and whether or not they came out of the meeting and said, no, we never talked about that, because who gives a shit? It's just bad negotiation. But what matters is what you get on paper and what you can enforce in theory. And in the MOU, none of what Trump said is true. I mean, look at the opening paragraph of the goddamn thing. It mentions Jordan 3 times. And he's like, that's not part of the deal. You signed it, you dumb son of a bitch.
Not going to be dealing with trustworthy people anytime soon.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the same conversation happening in Farsi? Okay.
So this is not going to have an easy ending, and I think we have to understand that.
Yeah, got to understand that. It's not going to be. We're going to need regime change, and it might be, I don't know, what's the phrase I'm looking for? This might be kind of a little bit of a forever war.
Yanbu is the termination point for the East-West pipeline that Saudi Arabia operates. So, and any oil that is delivered to...
And I'm sure it's pronounced Yanbu.
That export terminal, it has to essentially come out of the Bab el-Mandeb Strait through between Yemen and Djibouti.
The Houthis.
That's why that's considered such an important choke point at this point. I think they're...
The choke point at this point?
They're exporting like 5 million barrels a day, maybe, or more than that out of Yanbu.
They upped it big time, yeah.
I heard 7. Maybe trying to get more.
Maybe 9. I don't know. I mean, if they have 7, they could probably do 14. And has anybody asked them? Anybody thought to ask them? Well, the pipe is only so big. Fuck me.
I think 5 goes out. I think there's the 2. It's 5 goes.
5 goes out and 2 goes in. That's efficient.
Out, and then 2 stays in for refining on the coast.
And refining's a whole other piece to this too.
I think that it's 5 for export, and then 2 stays there for refining purposes.
I want to pivot and talk about TSMC. This is a wild story about TSMC, but also sort of the broader AI market. 68% surge in revenue in June, fastest monthly growth of the year, up 6% sequentially, which is important because June.
Okay, again, not this is just like, let's talk about something where somebody's making money. Shit. Meanwhile, let's stay on the theme of Fox Business whining their ass off. Market warning: top economist. Elitist says elevated prices are likely to continue. How dare you? This is the best economy we've ever had. And things are so good, people just don't even know it. It's so good. Oh, Fox News Digital. So they can just hide this somewhere.
I think that consumers are going to continue to complain about elevated prices.
Those assholes.
Going forward, because CEOs don't really have much of a choice. Hello, my name is Dana M. Peterson.
Hi, Dana.
I am the chief economist at the Conference Board. It certainly wasn't surprising that
The Conference Board? All right. I've never heard of them, but it sounds brutally generic.
CEO confidence fell because a survey took place in the span of May 4th through 18th, which was the height of the conflict in the Middle East. And so I would
Whoa, they didn't even wait for that whole headline to get visible.
imagine CEOs' confidence would be materially better today.
Why are you playing piano music to relax me? It's not going to work.
Even if it's still
Yes, ma'am.
somewhat negative. The industries that would probably be the most harm are those who use inputs like fossil fuels,
Oh, there's not that many of those then. We're good.
fertilizer, chemicals
Yeah, but who eats food?
like ammonia and sulfur.
Yeah, just the baseline chemicals for how everything is either as ingredients or how other things are made by dissipating other chemicals within them, using these as solvents.
Products like groceries and also aluminum in terms of construction, but also the services around those things like restaurants.
That's Chicago.
And retailers who are basically going to be feeling the crunch will need to pass those costs on to consumers. We think headline PCE will probably
Sorry, I think actually I take it back. I think that's a market in downtown LA.
peak in the third quarter. And of course, the CPI numbers are going to probably be higher because they typically are, because they're just different measures. But nonetheless, we are not going to be anywhere close to 2% inflation by the end of this year, and probably not until sometime in 2028. Consumers
Sometime in 2028. She's not AI, and that's not an AI room. She's just got some sort of stripped out space, or she's using somebody else's spare bedroom for this call.
less on expensive goods and services and more on
Why are we watching people douche viewing a sports car in Miami while talking about elevated grocery prices? Are you just trying to get people to charge into the streets with torches?
They're also shifting the composition of their spending to
nothing, apparently. She can. Poor lady.
things that are more necessary rather than discretionary. And so
Yeah, which obviously doesn't include anything that uses gas or groceries.
consumers are shying away from those big ticket items. And when you look at, again, the services, they're spending more on things like utilities and shelter costs. I do not expect
Because these aren't optional?
a downturn in the economy. Do I expect slower growth because of the inflation shocks? Sure. But
yeah, fine.
You know, the U.S. economy can grow anywhere from 1.5% to 2% and be just fine. 1% is kind of stall speed, and it feels like a recession, and it also increases the likelihood that you do go into a recession. That's not what I'm anticipating. I would not,
that's lovely.
Not look at the stock market, because financial markets are financial markets. They are not the real economy. I think an easy measure.
Again, how many of these things, when shit gets real on Fox Business and other places, do they start just repeating shit we've been saying as conventional wisdom and obvious realities the whole time? Like, I don't think Trump is telling the truth. I think the price of groceries is going to stay elevated. Like, yes, for fuck's sake.
People is jobless claims. So what are jobless claims? They're basically the number of people who file for unemployment insurance every month. And so far, that number's been very low, close to historical lows. So if you start seeing that number on
Yeah, the historical lows we had during Biden.
over the course of a month or several months start to rise precipitously, that's a signal that something's wrong.
Yes, and I appreciate the soft background music on that. Whew. Hal has an AI and he's in love, right? All right, next up, if I may. Oh, that's why I doubled up on everything. Let's jump ahead to, okay. CSL, you posted that picture. Is that of Rusty Trombone? Is that in this video? Does he show that in this video, or is this just elsewhere? I'm just curious, because it's fucking disturbing. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna, where was that from? Because goddamn. We'll show you. Before I bring in Rusty Trombone over here, he posted this thing, Sunday service, which I think it might be his wife and kids. It's hard to say because it's Rusty Trombone. But when you've got four victims in active rape cases in 2 different countries, and you post this picture where you look absolutely insane, and it's hard to make out like who the fuck these folks are and why and whatever. It's a bad move. I'm just saying. Obviously he fired whoever his press person is, his crisis PR person a while back. But apparently, according to him, we're fucked. Also, this is an AI picture of his face. Just saying. He took a picture of his actual face, and then he AI'd one so it would look better. Just saying. It's one of these AI gussied up ones. I know, because I make silly ones on purpose. All right, so this is, the elites are up to something. And apparently this is Bezos handing something to some other dude in a BlackRock helicopter. And obviously Trump is not an elite.
Has a deep-seated addiction to the comfort zone. The Illuminati do not need a massive...
Sorry, who does?
Our society
has... Okay, we're just becoming too soft to push back against the Illuminati.
Has a deep-seated addiction to the comfort zone.
Yeah, so much so that his asshole producer, when getting B-roll to throw in this to make it slightly more viewable than just watching these assholes talk across a fake wooden table in a fake wooden room like they're wannabe Tucker Carlsons. Maybe there's some sort of Illuminati messaging in that. I don't know.
I like wood.
Right.
Deeper and longer.
There's a backdrop behind them. These people are getting an action cue to walk across the street. Watch.
The Illuminati do not need a massive prison program. They just need 5-minute cities, and to make them really, really convenient for people. We have a need for just basics, right? Food, water, shelter, then security, then relationships, then our self-esteem, then actualization.
Oh my God. So this is the idea that because if we make efficient cities where people can get what they need without having to drive 10 miles to get stuff, it's a plot by the Illuminati. Right? This is fucking Glenn Beck shit from 2 years ago.
What is given to us by society are simulacra of what is necessary in every single one of those levels. So for food, rather than real food, we're given artificial food. And then
we're not given artificial food. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, in theory, that guy is eating out, which means those potatoes were cut by somebody and dipped in, spices shaken over them, and they were cooked in a vat relatively close to where he's fucking sitting. That burger or whatever the fuck that is doesn't look good enough to be fake, you dipshit. Yes, it's the Illuminati's fault you need milk. They want you to, have the freedom to expend a gallon of gas to go get it.
I don't understand.
Your friend thinks this? Yeah, it's the stupidest fucking thing. Any efficiency or is the Illuminati trying to cattle us into corral us as cattle?
What's off about this? What's off about all this? But we're just addicted to it. When it comes to security, we get our security from our wage slave jobs, where we have security from big corporate who pays us this meaningless thing that we don't actually want to do. And then in our relationships.
Also, first of all, fuck you. On the one hand, the idea that everybody who works at a corporation, and again, Rusty Trombone is incorporated. Technically, his producer and his assistant work for a fucking corporation. So get the fuck out of here. The idea that everybody works in a business of any sort that got that job is not interested in doing it. They're just doing it to have a gun because they have a gun to their head. They didn't go to school for a job in a business that like that. It's just so fucking lame. Like, I get it that if you want to strike out on your own, strike out on your fucking own. But calling it slavery is so dismissive of. There are more slaves, actual slaves, in the world right now than there were during the transatlantic slave trade. And those people can't fucking leave. They are beaten, tortured, and killed if they try. And you're not a fucking slave. Quit if you don't like it. Unions are a good answer, but the problem is, and this is the thing, conservatives and conservative adjacent maggoty types can't be pro-union to solve the problem and balance the tension between the upper floors and the bottoms, right? The bottom floors, right? Because that's what unions are for. It's a negotiating tactic. The board has a say and the CEO can make a decision, but the workers also have a voice in their union. That's the tension and balance that they try to build over time. But these guys are anti-union, so they just have to call it, some sort of monstrous bullshit and appeal to people who aren't engaged in it. And the idea also that if somebody runs an Etsy shop and that's their fucking gig, that they're as much of a wage slave to what they're selling as somebody who works in an office like this poor Asian lady who apparently is alone because she works at B-Roll Incorporated.
Are given by society, social media. Go ahead. Go ahead, little pleb. Just keep scrolling, little pleb. When we are isolated and given this simulacra, this fake food that pretends to be otherwise, and these fake sense of security from our fake jobs with a fake meaning that.
Fuck you. Seriously, this kind of like judgmental shit is nonsense, and it's one of these perfection being the enemy of the good that just like it's all fake, it's all bullshit. Just quit, which they never have to do because the dude makes his living telling people everything is fake. Ugh, I hate this kind of nihilistic horse shit.
And fake relationships with social media. And then we destroy our self-esteem by telling men to not be men and to tell women to not be women.
We do? When did we start doing that? Is there a big sign on Instagram?
What happens is we prevent ourselves from actually taking the necessary actions to.
All right, wait a second. All the sparkling water bottle aside, that is clearly product placement for this. Look at these little bags of chips. This little fake food situation. Is this guy? Okay. There's packs of meat or some shit on the table. He's selling this. We deliver to your table real food by real food.
Learn resourcefulness and learn to stand up on our own 2 feet.
Right. That's why we like to vacuum seal chunks of meat and mail it to your house with little syrup packets that you could pour over it.
Believe strongly.
Yeah, nod, you asshole. I concur because you're my sponsor and also Jesus book.
Opportunity that is in alignment with the vision that God had for us. He never meant for us.
Oh, it's Jesus meat. It's going to be Jesus meat.
To be little, tiny, pathetic, powerless little slaves that.
Fuck you again. Like, how dare you? How fucking dare you? Everybody who gets up, goes to their job that they do, that they tried to get. You went and, you fucking moron. You went and did a job interview so you could be a little plebe, you fucking pussy. Like, that's what he's saying. I know that there are grind jobs that nobody wants. And I know there are, like, placeholder jobs that nobody wants or they think they will get out of. And I know there are people who don't want to necessarily do anything for a job, but they feel they have to pay their bills, and they would rather do something, but there's no living in it the way they want to do it, at the level they want to do it, or the level they expect to win at it, so they do that instead. Like, that's just fucking reality. That's just feeding yourself. Jesus Christ.
About every single thing. We can go out, we can acquire the best land in the world that would otherwise get snatched up by these elites and these investment funds who absolutely hate us. And we can turn those lands into a wonderful opportunity to grind against difficulty as...
It sounds like, yeah, Jim Jones had a pineapple farm. And
we learn to settle issues with each other, and we learn to
get the baby off the tractor. There's cows around.
Set up these resources with each other, and we start taking back our basic needs first. Where we have,
I will trade you this chicken for your baby. No, I made this baby myself. I raised this chicken. I think it's a fair trade.
Our own food and our own water and our own good clean air and our own sunlight and our own grasses that we get to enjoy. And then we take care of our security needs, and we take care of each other with our own cryptocurrency system.
Oh, fuck you. This dude wants, this is like a Christian Peter Thiel pitch. And I use Christian in the loosest possible way.
And trading with each other.
Yeah, this dude wants his own, like, neo-Christic crypto Dubai.
And we form real relationships, not these fake relationships, but
like you and your wife have. I mean, god damn it.
Real ones, where community is not just a digital experience, but a real, felt, physical experience with the...
So you won't have phones or anything like that? You're not going to reach anybody electronically? You're not going to reach the rest of the world, I guess? So FaceTime is an exercise in loneliness?
Physical hug. It's different when you do that. We could have had this conversation over Zoom, but it's more intense and real when it's here and in person. And
you get to spend a lot more fuel and time and all that other stuff, and you don't get to go back to what you were doing. And
when you do that, whether you're a man or a woman,
or neither or both,
feels good, and it restores our esteem needs.
Okay, then explain to me the eggs on the table.
Man, when you go, man, I don't know anything about taking care of a cow. Like, this is embarrassing.
Every man has been there, and if you haven't, you will be. Man, I don't know anything about taking care of a cow. Anything? Anything. You don't know anything. Maybe get them a bell. Feed them some grass. Make sure they're walking around. Keep the mountain lions away. You know the broad strokes.
I know how to take care of a cow. That feels good. And when you're like, I don't know how to shoot a gun, and then you're like, I know how to shoot a gun.
Sorry, you think these are accomplishments?
It feels really good. And when you give your children food, it's like, my goodness, this is amazing. And you can't.
You're like, I shot the cow to give you this.
Can't replace it.
My cow.
There's no dollar amount that can possibly replace that. Like, how interesting is it that when we go to Genesis 1, like, what are those first words that God said? He
let there be light, I'm fairly certain.
Forms man, and says specifically.
You'll find it. It's in there. Genesis starts with a G.
Take your time. I'm in no position to judge. You've all seen the clip.
Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish and the...
Subdue it. Also, be fruitful and multiply means to... How can I put this in the most genteel way possible? And as Christians, that's the old covenant. Jesus is the new covenant. That's just history.
And over every...
Also, you know how to take care of a cow and shoot a gun, but you don't have this part committed to memory? Come on. Try harder.
We've all seen the clip.
Be fruitful and increase number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over every living creature that moves on the ground, right? I've been really kind of thinking about this idea that like the reason he did that isn't just because that's your purpose. He's also saying when you do that, it's going to all explain itself. Like when you take on the joy of like managing these livestock, which by the way, for example, like managing Wagyu are very dumb. They will trample over any...
Yeah, because they're fucking inbred. They are a human creation. They are not a product of God's grace or evolution. They were made that way. Same as a chicken, by the way. You notice the chicken? That chicken's not a natural animal. It isn't. Humans bred them into existence.
Don't care about getting zapped by the
pain.
No, they don't. They will just trample right over. Managing the pigs, Ibericos, like they just will go right out. You learn, oh my gosh, like managing this chaos. Wow, like this what it?
Maybe we should get a fence. The stuff you learn. It's so fun.
It's like for us.
What the fuck? This is an ad.
Lord, like, you know, is this what it's like when you see all these different things? People need really beautiful.
Okay.
Rather than thinking of these trophy, rather than thinking of it that way, instead think of it as like, okay, this is like a practice I'm going to take up for the rest of my life. And it's going to be really beautiful to have this practice. If they go in thinking, TJ's going to do the farm and the ranch and the family.
So this asshole's ads are just terrifying people into buying his fucking packaged meat.
Compound and all my chompers are gone. No. You're going to have the farm and the ranch, you're going to have the family compound, and you're going to have a whole new set of problems. But you're going to want those problems rather than the other problems. I'd rather take the problems of, dude, here with my
Mike, I got explosive diarrhea because I don't have any system to deal with parasites.
Mom on the family compound, and she just has to go and say that thing rather than like, let me find what retirement home to put her in.
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with...
Sorry, what did she say? What are you talking about? Sorry, you're patting yourself on the back for just having your mom around when she'll say that racist, sexist, bigoted, anti-gay thing, whatever it is, and you have the urge to put her in a home, but you don't?
Freaking the... pigs got out again, then, okay, let me go over to the grocery store. Oh, all they have is artificially pumped up pork that I have to go out and eat. We're going to have problems, but I'd much rather those problems. And I believe...
Did Larry Kudlow just walk in?
That he wants us to do it. I mean, it's just logical. Like, he created all things according to their kind, okay? That means that they're formed for a specific reason, for a specific purpose. Birds do what?
Yeah, it also says, I think in Leviticus, like, don't eat pigs anyways. So what the fuck are you having them for?
Fly, okay? Spiders do...
So Hal was just a honeypot for him to attract 22-year-old spiritual searching hippie girls. No shit, VJ Kodak. Absolutely. That's exactly what this is. This is like a hippie, like farm fresh organic version of the Exium cult or whatever that was.
Okay, he gave us thumbs and he placed us in the garden to what? To cultivate.
Stick them right up your butt.
And keep it. We are made specifically to have.
Wait, hold on. Why do you have these big sprayers that do pesticides and water at the same time that this guy is smiling about in your B-roll footage that you bought?
It's to have our own ranches, to tend to these animals. We're made for it. How much psychological damage do I have to do to a bird to convince a bird? If I had some new program that was like, hey, birds, like, guess what? Like, you could actually flap enough and you could fly. And then all the birds go, that's too good to be true. That must be some type of scam. That's impossible. Or what do I have to do is...
like, try it, chicken. And then they all plummet. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. I'm sorry. I now hate both of these assholes. I had no animosity towards this dipshit, but both of them could go pound sand.
spiders, if I had a web weaving program and I was like, I'll teach you how to weave a web in 7 days for the spider to be like, I can't do that. That's what people sound like to me when they're like, oh, this is impossible. It's too good to be true. No, we were made to do it. And in doing it as a practice, we come to become closer together. We come to be closer to him. And we begin to know more of our purpose.
Honest to God, like, just sell the shit, man. Who the fuck? And then, he doesn't even end up selling. Why do so many people feel trapped in lies? TJ Visiode argues that modern society offers convenient substitutes for but he's got to be learn from acts about decentralized real estate. Acts de real. Please tell me that's this guy's business. Hold on. Acts de real. Build your own heaven. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's what this is. We buy $500 to $1,500 acre properties and turn them into private communities of 5 to 15 acre family compounds for Christian business owners who want to exit the system, claim their promised land, and grow all the food they can eat without becoming farmers. Huh? How do you grow all the food without becoming farmers? 100 plus families, 60 ranches, 2,500 acres. Watch how it works. Oh, let's see. Hold on.
Complete breakdown of how decentralized real estate works. How we help families buy.
Hold on. I'm going to watch it on YouTube so I can stop it. Watch first. How decentralized real estate works. Show this to your spouse.
This is the complete breakdown of how decentralized real estate works. How we help families buy land and start their own fully operational farms without becoming full-time farmers. If you've been
we do the farming for you. As a matter of fact, we move on to the land. You buy the land and we take it over. That I guarantee that's what he's talking about. That's exactly it's right up there with fucking timeshares. That's exactly what this bullshit is. I guarantee it. That's what he's doing. You buy the farm and you don't even have to live there. You can have a house on the property, but we do all the farming. And then we give you, we drop off meat on your porch like a fucking cat. Yeah, it's a timeshare farming is this is so fucking, and I wish them all the success in the world just fleecing these dickheads. Go for it, buddy. Now, we're into the I like wood territory at this point, too.
The biggest loser is the state with the shortest stick.
Everybody knows that.
What?
But Tucker has one of, I guess he's got to have both of the Hodge twins on, right? But since they're twins, you only have to show one. Do they go? Nope, it's the Hodge twins. Okay, and it's Plattner and Israel ruined his chances. Because he was anti-Netanyahu or some shit, so it had to be them. It couldn't be the Nazi tattoo and all the other shit and his actual life that nobody looked into. So did his campaign leaders work for Israel the whole time and rug pull him? Is that where we're going? Hold on. Hold on, back up.
Both parties have, a lot of priorities, but the number one priority is supporting Israel. It's like that is.
No, it isn't. No. The number one priority is not supporting Israel. You can hate on fucking Netanyahu and Israel all you want, but that is not the number one priority. As a matter of fact, for Republicans, the number one priority is gutting social safety nets through tax breaks. That's their number one priority. You know how I know? Because that's fucking every bill they pass. Get the fuck out of here. And Democrats care about infrastructure, education, and healthcare. You know how I know? Because that's in practically every bill they pass.
A system that can continue. Because it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's also non-existent. You're an asshole. You notice how the guys who supported Trump and now have to back away from it all of a sudden jump into the both sides territory? Because it's like, well, I mean, of course, he he didn't want to be like this, but the Uniparty made him. Get the fuck out of here. He made his own decisions. He's a grown man. And if he wasn't, you voted for a psychotic child.
Easy.
Yeah, you bring up Plattner. Is that why he's being attacked? Because he's not pro-Israel?
Of course. I grew up in Washington when Ted Kennedy, who killed a girl, was the most revered Democrat. The lion of the state. He
wasn't.
Literally killed a girl. He drove off a bridge in 1968 in Martha's Vineyard called onto a Chappaquiddick Island.
Right.
And left her to die. She drowned in the car. And everyone knew that for his entire political career. And he also was sexually assaulting women left and right, including one I know on the floor of a restaurant called La Brasserie on Capitol Hill. I'm from there. I watched this.
You watched the sexual assault and you did nothing? What? I'm sorry. And since Ted Kennedy was a fucking pig and an asshole, that's why you voted for Trump? You didn't go, Jesus Christ, this guy's giving me Ted Kennedy vibes. You went, all right, this guy's giving me Ted Kennedy vibes.
That was fine because he, I don't know, opened the border.
It wasn't fine. That's why he didn't win the presidency. He was also viewed as somebody who hamstrung Jimmy Carter's run for a second term.
Borders made a lot of passionate noises about abortion, so like it was totally fine. Mm-hmm. His long documented history of sexual assault and murder of a woman was all.
He didn't murder her. He left her to die. And again, for fuck's sake, the idea that this asshole of all people, do Trump's business partners in the Atlantic City hotel and casino in the helicopter crash. I'll wait. Get the fuck out of here.
So, excuse me if I'm a little bit cynical about the Me Too stuff. Now, the problem with the Democratic Party is that it's run by, it's staffed by, its most energetic members are unmarried women, many of whom have had abortions.
Wow. And that's why they're so okay with sexual assault? You do realize the party kicked Plattner to the fucking curb, dum-dum, and you guys are... Trump's still in office. Also, do Jib Jordan.
Kind of the core constituents.
Denny Hastert, anybody?
And they'll always tell you, no, it's black people. We love the black people. That's obviously not true. It's white women who are unmarried or have weak husbands and who are unhappy and see the Democratic Party as dad. That's the core of the party right there. And so in a party like that, what do you do with high testosterone men? Well, you can't have them, period.
I beg your pardon?
And Graham Plattner's two sins were doubting Israel and...
Doubting? Sorry, he just got kicked. That's all he did was doubt Israel. That was so all you have to do is doubt Israel, and they will come for you and create a backdated sexual scandal. They'll hire a woman to be a lying abortion witch.
Like, I'm not on board with a lot of his program, but like he fought in Iraq multiple times for real too. He didn't work in the motor pool. He was in a unit that sustained some of the highest casualties in the entire war. Like, he's a man, okay?
Right.
They hate that. And so you want...
What are you talking... Like, first of all, fuck off. Whatever you think, congrats on his service and whether that was good or not, but there was a lot of creepy shit mixed in with that stuff. And again, Timothy McVeigh served. People get deferential respect for being in the military, but it's not permanent. If you act a fool or do some fucked up shit, you can erase that because it would eat in on the respect of the other people who serve if you just gave it to everybody no matter what they did afterwards. That's why it's important. That's why you have to live up to a standard. Secondly, again, dude was an oyster farmer and his dad bought him his farm and his only client was his mom. He has more in common with Tucker than he does with like the average fucking seafaring, deadliest catch candidate you could find.
Out, the kryptonite in the Democratic Party is sexual assault. Well, if you look at the details, and I'm not defending Graham Plattner because... Yeah, you are. He sounds like a very flawed guy and maybe a really bad boy.
Oh, flawed.
boyfriend or whatever. But like, if you look at the actual details of those allegations, they're insane. They're insane. And by the
Why would it be insane that the guy lets himself into your house because he knows the door's unlocked, comes up, he's drunk, you tell him no, and he sexually assaults you and then rolls over and falls asleep in your bed? This might be, he thinks it's insane because he doesn't believe that you can rape a wife or a girlfriend or a hooker. That's why. It's insane. If you ever had sex before, you could never say no after that. It's like Tucker has a vampire standard, a vampire threshold standard for sexual consent. Once a yes, always a yes.
raped, you have a moral obligation to call the police because the guy could rape other women. In fact, rapists, I keep reading, rapists never rape just one woman. They rape a lot of women.
Yeah, I know. You fucking campaign for one.
So if you care about stopping rape, you probably want to arrest rapists. So if you were raped, I know it's hard, but you have an obligation to turn the guy in to law enforcement. So let's just say that out loud because it's true.
Right.
Well, the problem is that women in that case, especially pre-Me Too, were concerned that they would go and tell that exact story for real, and they would go, we can't prosecute that. There are no other witnesses. It's a he said, she said. We can't even write it down, and it wouldn't come up later. You have no evidence. You just have the fact that you had intercourse with someone, and he can say you were okay with it, period. That's why, basically he's saying that, like, no one should ever ultimately get charged for, they don't believe in date rape either. So the idea is that there's just no recourse in this circumstance.
On women, it's a defense of women. As someone who hates rape and thinks it's not punished harshly enough, which is my view, I would like to see rapists punished. But they don't seem to be, except in the closing hours of a primary fight in a
No. They're at that point, since they can't press charges because it's a he said, she said situation, especially if they dated before, they're stuck in that situation. And they might just go, I want to put it behind me and try to get on with my fucking life. And then that person runs for office and might be in charge of women's rights or other people's rights. Or his behavior might have a higher consequence beyond just being a dick, being a monster in the neighborhood. He might go nationwide or statewide. Hence Brett Kavanaugh. Plenty of the stuff against him was like, look, I'm just going to put it aside and get on with my life because that's what women had to do for a long time. But now he's going to be on the Supreme Court deciding the fate of women's rights. I got to speak up, and even though it means getting pilloried by people like this fucker. Yeah, Pete Hegseth, same way.
race. So like, okay, call me skeptical. But anyway, they took Graham Plattner out because of Israel, obviously. And
nope.
What's so interesting and sad and corrupting is a lot of the people who cheered it were Republicans, neocon Republicans. And they were like, oh, no, really? I believe all women. What? You do?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, no. There was not a big clamoring of fucking Republicans. He's making up a fictional slice of humanity. He's strawmanning a chunk of the Republican Party who either stayed out of it or just went, oh, maybe Susan Collins will still win because they're so behind.
Now? Are you really now?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah, you dumb motherfuckers? He made that up.
Ulterior motives. They don't want to let people know. Yeah.
Of course. It had nothing to do with that. And by the way, principles are what matter. Truth is what matters. Of course, you don't believe all women or all men. Right. You evaluate the evidence and you make people prove their claims because slander is...
This is so tired. The believe all women thing was not... They don't need to go to court. They don't need to have evidence to charge somebody with rape, you dipshit. It means don't interrupt them while they're telling their story, especially in their first going to the police, because that was the problem. When women would go and tell their story to the police or to even a social worker or someone in HR, they would start getting, like the third degree before they even got the whole story out, before they even told what they were doing. They were, well, do you really think that counts as, do you think, I don't know if that would possibly, because all of them are looking for an out not to actually take the case or charge it or go any further. They're trying to punch holes in it from the start instead of listening to the whole thing. And then if they have questions, bearing that out over time. That's all that meant. Like the random just kind of, set yourself up for these lying bitches, which is the way they look at it, is not what it meant at all. Is that women, if they're bothering to come forward, especially in this circumstance, by and large, they're telling you an uncomfortable truth, and at least have the decency to hear them out.
So we also just spent 10 years complaining about that standard on the right. The two things we complained about identity politics, and then the second Trump got elected, all of us.
Oh, you mean the Hodge twins, both being black conservative twins, and them selling that as a different angle for which to present conservatism to the masses? Dweeb Alex Jones, please go on.
And disagrees an anti-Semite. It's just another form. We just exchanged black people for Jewish people, or it could be any people, but that's just identity politics.
Yep.
And the other thing we complained about was this Me Too insanity, where you take people out on the basis of unproven claims, slander, and everyone goes along with it because we believe all women. And all of a sudden Republicans are totally for this. And can I just say, as someone who actually does love women and is surrounded by them, you know who doesn't believe all women? Women. They don't. Most men I know, I include myself in this, are much more likely to believe what women say than other women are. Did you ever talk to women? Do you know any women? Ask women how they assess the claims of other women. They're like, she's lying. It's not.
Yeah, not germane to this conversation at all. And again, it might be the quality of the women you're surrounded by.
Not men who don't believe women. It's women who don't believe women. So stop it with your dumb posturing. I'm not falling for this.
Right.
Again, what posturing? If you're gonna call Plattner's accusers liars, just fucking do it. Don't fall back into this like 80s, women be shopping kind of stand-up mode. Dipshit.
Tucker. Hey, is it possible to vote our way out of this? I mean, everybody said don't vote for candidates supported by AIPAC. It's like, if that's the case, who do you vote for?
I mean, that's really the question that I'm so worried that there's not a way to vote your way out of it, because voting is preferable to shooting. And I'm totally opposed to violence. I'm opposed to violence in Gaza, opposed to blowing up girls' schools. I was shocked when the Capitol Hill police murdered Ashley Babbitt. I hate that.
Oh my God. This is what you like, the conflation trick, where I'll take the thing that you care about and conflate it with the thing I care about that it's nothing like, so that I can drag you into agreement with my side's bullshit. Jesus Christ. Like blowing up a girls' school is the same as that none of those kids in the girls' school stormed in through a fucking busted window where they could see an armed guard was protecting people who were being evacuated behind them. And those girls in that girls' school didn't have fucking knives in their bag for Americans.
Just hate it. I've seen it, and I don't like it at all.
And
so I don't want to get...
Well, that's because you're a low testosterone beta male, obviously. Weren't you at the UFC fight?
My nightmare is civil unrest in the United States or a civil war, any of that stuff. I hate that stuff. Political violence.
I hate it. It's yucky.
It's a nightmare. But you get political violence when people feel that they can't vote their way out of it. So offering...
Right. So this is your fault because you can vote your way out of it. You can. There are clear people available that are not bought into any of this shit. You just got to do the fucking work and make the adult decision. And the problem is you can't vote your way out of this without voting Democrat. That's their problem. Can we vote our way out of it? Yeah, vote for some Democrats. What?
A pressure relief valve out of their problems. Like, calm down, don't do anything crazy. You can vote for this candidate. He may not fix all your problems, but at least get us a little closer to fixing those problems, at least listen to you. That's essential. And if you wake up and you have a system where Donald Trump and Chuck Schumer, these supposed enemies, have the same views on every meaningful question, and they're both telling you to shut up, anti-Semite.
Why are these the parallels? Why are two New Yorkers are parallel? For real. Schumer's the minority leader. The two parallels you have to deal that you're stuck between, the columns you're stuck between, are Thune and Trump, if anything, if not Mike Johnson. Why is his face so red? I think because he was ball tanning and missed.
I think, and a candidate like Graham Plattner, who, again, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not voting for Graham Plattner. However, Graham Plattner was offering something slightly different, maybe?
No, he wasn't.
Slightly different? Like maybe we don't worship banks and Israel? Mm-hmm. And that guy gets taken out in a sexual assault scandal that is just transparently an op? Like people look at...
Again, the woman who comes forward like multiple times on background first, and then comes out in public, stands by her accusation in public, knowing this shit is coming her way. Talk to her therapist about the fact that if I come out and tell everybody what happened, they're going to come after me, and it's going to suck, but I have a responsibility to do it. I remain silent long enough. And it's transparently an op. Why? Because a woman said it? I mean, this asshole sees Netanyahu behind every bush, but I didn't think he meant every bush.
I can't even vote for Graham Plattner? Really? I can't even vote for Bernie. They did the same thing to Bernie Sanders. And by the way, both Bernie and...
No, they didn't.
And Graham Plattner fell for it. Because inside they're weak. Like,
sorry, what the fuck are you talking about? Bernie didn't get fucking Me Too'd or anything else.
A man would not fall for that. They called Bernie Sanders a sexist. That's how they got him out of the Democratic primary, if you don't remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was all it took. They just called him a sexist and it was over. Get the fuck out of here.
And a man would have said, I'm not shut up, bitch. I'm not anti-women. And by the way, you know the one thing that women, in my extensive experience with women, really don't like is weak men.
Right.
Is that why they turn you down?
And if Bernie Sanders had said, I love women, I'm not a sexist, how dare you say that, buzz off, I'm not getting out, he would have gotten substantial female support.
Oh my God. Yeah, if that had only worked out that way. That was the thing that was missing. Thanks, Tuckums. Again, he just makes up these farcical reasonings and then solves them with just with a shrug. Like he is in a forest of like Wicker Man trees of these are like build another fake person, set it on fire, build another one, set it on fire, build another one, set it on fire. See how easy that was? I got rid of these people.
Had said, I'm sure I've been a pig and I'm so sorry that I hurt this woman's feelings, but I'm not a rapist, and this is actually about Israel.
Maybe he couldn't. Fucko. If you're talking about what a man he is, and one of the reasons they kicked him out is because he was a fucking man. If he's, is that a malleable trait? Does it only show up once when the moon is fucking full or something? Maybe he got out and he didn't say anything because this stuff came home to roost and it was true. Maybe he's not being a wuss about it. Maybe he's dealing with reality. Did you ever think of that? Do you live in such a diluted reality that you don't think details actually occur in life? I mean, it must be nice when your life is basically like 3 channels of good programming because you were born with a silver spoon up your ass.
Getting out up yours, he would have had substantial female support. Mm-hmm. Women do not like weak men. I can say that conclusively, having lived.
What? Sorry, they would have liked it if he said, yeah, I fucked her and raped her, but, I'm sorry. I didn't realize she was pissed about it. You think they'd vote for him then? Maybe he's talking about Republican women. Maybe that's the distinction he thinks He thinks Republican women would respond positively to like, yeah, I raped him and I'd do it again, but I won't because I'm too worried. Banks. Oh, banks.
Around women. They don't like weak men. And the Democratic Party is staffed, to the extent that there are still heterosexual men in the Democratic Party, almost exclusively by beta males.
You are a beta male. What are you talking about? You yap for a living and have no other skills. That entire environment you're sitting in, all the books on those shelves were put there by other people and you have never picked them up. It's a set.
Right.
And that's the main reason all the women in the party are so unhappy. Weak men.
No, they're unhappy because you campaigned for and helped elect a sex pest and a sexual assault braggart who took away their rights to choose whether or not they remain pregnant within reasonable means and reasonable timetables because of religious feelings you don't even have.
Happy women. And unhappy women, if they have children, raise weak sons. So this is a self-perpetuating cycle, and it's a disastrous cycle that makes
This is just hating on his mom on live stream.
everybody miserable. Strong men make everyone, not overbearing or cruel or dictatorial men, but actually strong men, legitimately strong men, decisive, calm men, make everyone happy. Okay? And that's the one thing they don't have in the Democratic Party. And
So is that why everybody hates you? For real. Like, no one wants to be around Tucker. Like, he went from a show where there were, like, panels and groups of people to his own little show where he has temporary guests who are there for one day, ultimately to promote themselves, and then they fuck right off. The only recurring person that he has any engagement with on his show is his own brother. And, I mean, the only thing they share is smoking and a disdain for the poor. Ugh, so gross. And apparently the Hodge twins were on with him. The massive interview. Okay. Which, by the way, both of them would have been at each other's throats, 3 years ago. I'm over time, aren't I? Can I jump? Okay. Yeah, I want to finish it. I don't know what the fuck this is. I think they're all selling something. At this point, I think maggots are like, oh shit, a fire sale. That's all this is about. So, look at Turd Nugget. Embrace freedom, he says. Which I guess is what he calls it when Trump humps a flag. The government is the problem. Well, it's run by Trump, so all of a sudden, sorry.
Gibson Bird feeling so good it's stupid. I'm high right now on freedom. I'm high on Gibson Birdlands from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Look at this, number 9. Number 9, reporting for duty. So thank you, everybody, for letting me unleash my...
I'm sorry, there's just something so hard rock, metal about a hollow body. I'm sorry. You can't, it's like, it's like playing a cello on stage.
Amendment, uncompromised, unabated, outrageous, true.
Obviously compromised. You don't swear on Real America's Voice. You culturally appropriate the idea of a spirit campfire because you have bow and arrows and you think that makes you an Indian.
Sense. I have a Ted Nugent Real America Voice spirit campfire. Spirit, I'm whistling. The dogs looked up. My dog, Sadie.
You always do. It's your new teeth. And by new, I mean 8 years ago?
Coco and Happy. Oh, actually, Happy Jackson. He's the great. God loves me. God loves me a lot. And so, thank you.
Why? Because you bought or adopted pets and they're good? Yeah, nobody else feels that way about seeing their pets.
For supporting my American middle finger freedom orgy for all these years in the soundtrack. So let me tell you why I'm here. In fact, my dogs are sleeping on mypillow.com dog.
Oh, fuck me. It's happened. Turd Nugget has fallen so far that he's selling Mike Pillow knockoffs or fall-offs.
Lindell is one of my heroes because he stands up. He doesn't back down. He
Are you kidding me? He got his ass kicked by a tangerine.
challenges authority because authority is
Challenges authority. He gets sued and then countersues and loses.
out of control. People with authority think they have the authority and they don't have the
They actually do. He got kicked out of the box stores for perpetuating January 6th and being a dickhead, and they were just like, yeah, we don't need that. And so he started his own online store and promo code SPIRIT.
Hey, Texas Parks and Wildlife, you don't have the authority to tell me I can't shoot a 12-inch wide buck. You jerks.
Yeah, apparently they do.
And you end the deer season on January 3rd when there's all kinds of deer that need to be harvested. I'm telling you, they're completely out of control. But Mike Lindell,
That's the state government of Texas, asshole. You don't question them, okay? You want to, like, I guess if you want to hunt deer after January 2nd or whatever the fuck, go to Northern California or Montana or something.
I hope he's the governor of Minnesota because Minnesota people are great people except for the Somalian Learning Center tax torturers. Why aren't they arrested? We'll get to that in a minute.
Because maybe they don't have the evidence to arrest a bunch of other people. They caught the ones they were going to catch, and the rest of them all just live in your head.
God, the cruelty from Uncle Sham. Oy vey. Meanwhile, mypillow.com presents the Ted Nugent First Amendment outrage. It's It's beautiful. It's like a linguistic freedom middle finger ballet. And I'm doing pirouettes with my tutu on your forehead of freedom. Go to mypillow.com, spend your hard-earned money with a man an entrepreneur, rock solid in the asset column. He's a great man, and his products
Yes, he is an asshat. This is true.
are world-class American-made products. I have all the MyPillow products. And even though I have Remington ammo bags under my eyes because I'm so wound up getting ready for the best concerts of my life. I've already had the best concerts of my life in 2026. It's outrageous. My life is outrageous. The American dream is outrageous. It's inspiring, stimulating.
Yeah, there's a lot of state fairs out there.
Absolutely wonderful. And mypillow.com presents my articulation of your basic freedom belief system. So thank you, Mike Lindell. Go to mypillow.com and
Sorry, you're not rock star enough just to fucking turn your show on and not have to suck off his fucking pillow topper?
And also, while I'm talking about my dogs, go to getuncleteds.com. GetUncleTeds.com is, my dogs are so, Jackson actually, he stalks and chases and catches woodchucks, and they're delicious, by the way. The cuter.
Oh, Lord. This is one of these fucking celeb labeling things.
The critter, the sweeter the meat. Love the lamb chops. Anyhow, GetUncleTeds.com. These are natural, organic, healthy, nutritional supplements and treatments. I know you love your dogs. My beloved sister, Kathy. Kathy, I love you. I'm sorry we lost.
They're slaughterhouse floor scrapings.
Mabel. She lost her beautiful chocolate Labrador, Mabel. Got a beautiful memorial. And she and everybody else say that when they start giving GetUncleTeds.com dog goodies, that all of a sudden their dogs become friskier, more feisty, healthier, and they live longer. I think Mabel.
Oh my God, this is brutal. This is at some point he's going to probably make fun of Paul Stanley about something, and let me tell you who's sitting pretty these days, and I do mean pretty. All right, I like one last thing because I don't know what the fuck. This is the parade of cuckoo. But we finally got answers on this one. By the way, subscribe, like and subscribe, and hit the thing and subscribe and all that stuff. And that's my call to action. I'm doing it. If you like the clips and all this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. It's good for you. Pearls your teeth, curls your hair, gives your tongue a sleigh ride. I don't know what's going on in this next video, and I'm not sure I want to know, but you're coming along with me. Roseanne is wearing another wig. Who's pulling the strings as she smokes a cigarillo with a lot of lipstick stain on it? Roseanne's global power theory explained. Well, it's about time.
My God, he's changing the world.
What do you think he's doing? You think he's you're talking specifically in the Middle East? Or?
Well, first step one was Venezuela.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Trump changing the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Venezuela was the kingpin in the lefty grift scam.
Yep.
The whole thing was.
Really? We were getting apparently all the support for Bernie and all that stuff was coming. The trans stuff, everything came out of Venezuela. You don't say.
Well, they helped cheat in 2020. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, yeah, they own the machines.
Yeah.
And what's his name? What was their leader's name? I can't never remember.
Oh, God.
Chico Rivera or
Chavez?
something. I don't know. Some fucking
Who
thing
cares?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mao.
Yeah. Mao Zedong,
Obama,
Gonzalez.
whatever.
Yeah.
They're all the same syndicate, you know.
Right.
The syndicate.
Trump had
the
him
Marxist
removed.
brothers.
Here, I'm gonna look
That's
him
what I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
The unfunny Marxist
Well,
brothers.
it's China and.
Yeah, we people have gotten the Karl Marx, Groucho Marx thing overlap joke for a long time. Incredibly cutting edge comedy from Roseanne Barr.
Stuff's coming out and stuff I know that
Well,
nobody
China
else knows.
owns Venezuela because that, oil and all that. So Trump's like, remember when Trump said about 20 years ago, God, we paid for all that shit in the Mideast and we didn't even take the oil.
Yep.
Right, because it'd be a war crime and.
To Barbara Walters, and she's just staring at him. But
yeah, because it's gross and it's a war crime.
But yeah, he's like, hey, we paid for all this shit, motherfuckers, and we're taking the oil. You're so stupid.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, we're going to have peace. And they're like, great, nobody's going to stand up to us except Israel.
Yeah.
And we're going to take them down in the United States by paying everybody to stick up for us and call them a colonial state. When, we're the fucking colonials.
Right.
Look at Africa. Hello?
The colonialists. I think she's moved on. I think that's China that she's talking about saying this, not Venezuela.
Oh.
Look at the world.
Hello? Or the syndicate. Obama's is colonizing Africa, I guess.
Look at everything. Look at Europe.
Look at everything.
But no. Tiny Israel is the colonialist.
Yeah.
The colonialist, yes. Colonius Maximus. He's in, yeah.
State. And tiny Israel is the apartheid state. Of course, we don't have any Jews or Christians in any of our countries because we know apartheid when we see it, and it's a Jew.
I think she moved on to the GCC countries, the Arab states around Israel, hence the finger circle.
Jews, get their money, get their money. Jews love money. Get their money, get their money, get their money. Rape them, rape them. Jews are Epstein Island perverts. Rape the kids, rape the kids, rape the kids.
Wow. All right. So I'm glad we're getting to the bottom of this. Is everybody taking notes?
I mean, it's just a look over their shit.
Yeah, well,
and it's all coming down. Yeah. Trump took it all down.
What are you talking about? He's siding with all of those countries around them. Saudi Arabia and Egypt and Syria, Lebanon, all the countries, Jordan, countries that are around that when your little finger circle, he's all right.
City of London.
Yeah, you always say that. I don't know what that means.
That applies to so many things.
The City of London are the royal banks.
Okay. And he's been cutting them off at the knees, right?
The royal banks launder their war spoils because they're the only people that can declare war.
Okay. Excuse me one second. I'm gonna need some more details. Just like her son. If you noticed, like he's having one of these mom, like a place for mom moments. Yeah, I didn't catch that. What?
Empire, which never sleeps, has never slept, created all the problems. The only people that can declare war. The British Empire.
Okay, why is he fucking nodding? And also, they're the only ones that can declare war. So Russia invaded Ukraine because England made them? The royal banks made them?
Never
slept.
Created all the problems in the Middle East for the Jews because they hate Jews.
What? Sorry. Israel was the British protectorate down there. They gave them that after World War II. Now, there's an argument to be made that there was an element of anti-Semitism in the creation of the State of Israel by some of the European countries and England, because it was sort of a, well, yeah, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Hey, if we get rid of, if we can get all the Jews to just move back to Israel, they can just have their own thing and they won't hang out around here and mess with things, right? That's the idea. It's sort of how Trump feels about Cuba and Venezuela. If we liberate them and give it back, then all the Cubans in Miami and stuff, well, they'll move back. They'll get the fuck out of here.
Their whole edifice is built on Jew hate.
Okay, so the royal family and the banks of England are built on the Jew hate. That's right there. This entire system. So they created the State of Israel so you could herd all the Jews back there and then trick all the Muslim countries around them into attacking them. I'm trying to make sense of it. It's very difficult.
Well, they're the ones that launder the money to the Bank of International Settlements, right?
Yeah, that's their bank. They own that bank.
So they own
that
all
is
the
a
war.
central bank of all central banks, and
Right.
it is owned by royals.
Okay.
And pharaohs are royals.
Right.
In fact, royals are pharaohs'
Yeah, I think that's what you meant. The other way around.
illegitimate children or his legitimate children. Pharaoh still controls the world. But Trump put an end to that too by giving them the freedom to get all religiously fired up in their fervor for the blood of Jews, and to.
I gotta tell you, I must have gone through the wrong door. I have no idea where we are. Holy shit. I gotta tell you, I love a deep ancient aliens level historical conspiracy as much as the next bored TV watcher flipping channels that's tired of hearing boop, boop, boop. But holy shit.
Absolutely crazy and bomb all the ships coming in Hormuz.
Right.
The British, who control everything, Pharaoh, they told Trump, if you do this bombing, we will no longer insure the Strait of Hormuz, like they thought their insurance scams were going to hold them.
Right.
Like their pharmaceutical scams and their...
Sorry, real quick, all for big pharma, whatever, but the British COVID vaccine we rejected. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm allergic to insanity.
Banking scams. That's really what went on Epstein's Island.
Yeah, it was a laundering.
They sacrificed to Moloch to get the banking scams done.
The Moloch, I thought that was the accusation, was that the ancient Jewish religion was sacrificing to Moloch. That's the cow before Moses came down with the tablets, and it's why they built a calf, because that was their natural religion, and they were pulled away towards the Abrahamic God, and they've never really bought into it. It was always a show, and that's like the Tucker Carlson theory, is that the Jews worship Moloch, right? which not to be confused with the Morlocks, with the weird alien, troll people that lived under the earth in the time machine.
And what if people would look into what banking scams, including the 2000.
Oh, you mean like Deutsche Bank and Trump and getting Russian money to back his loans, and that's why they didn't care if he ever got paid back? You mean those? And Trump's server in his basement that was pinging with that Alpha Bank server in Russia because they were sending basically encrypted messaging back and forth? Like, you mean like those kind of banking scams, or the fact that he told banks his properties were worth a lot more and told the IRS they were worth a lot less, which is why he was found guilty of multiple counts of fraud? Or nah.
Obama rushed to give the banks all our money. That was part of the Epstein.
The bailout made money for the American people, and they didn't ultimately cost the taxpayer. You can argue about whether they were worth saving, but the taxpayer got paid back from the bank bailout. The banks handed out bonuses to their employees who could get them out from under the government's thumb the fastest. Everybody was bitching about the bonuses, but ultimately they ended up paying them because they didn't want to be under the government's, control, because they owned a stake effectively at that point. So they were giving bonuses like, the faster you can get us the fuck out of this, the more money you will make. And it worked. We made ultimately the taxpayer made like $500 million from the bank bailouts. I'm not kidding. They did. They paid it back as fast as they could because they didn't want the regulations and controls that went with it. So stupid. Fucking hell.
Too, but Americans are too stupid.
Yeah, that's you're right up there with Tucker and who else? The guest on Rusty Trombone's show. Fucking people, right? Americans, just the public, man. What a bunch of assholes. Can I just say for the record, a momentary aside, if I may. Hi. As quite frankly, a member of the public, and also someone who works for the public, especially in public. I do live shows like the one I'm doing Friday at the Barrel House in Santa Rosa. I'm just saying, it's not right to do that right now. Time for a shameless plug. Oh yeah, it's shameless plug time. Point is, I didn't want to do that on you, but I am there Friday. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. But the reason I bring it up is because I interact with the public a lot. And by and large, you guys are some lovely motherfuckers. Even people who disagree with me. Oftentimes, I will find a way to like. This idea that, everybody's fucking dumb is the most, self-involved, nihilistic, and you want to talk about elitist as shit. It's gross. It's fucking gross. And it's interesting that Miss, hit TV show, wearing a wig on her podcast that her son runs from her house in fucking Hawaii, her multi-million-dollar house in fucking Hawaii, is bitching about how stupid the public is. Fuck that. Every large group of people has a percentage of people in them that you kind of want to steer clear of. But by and large, human beings are decent, good, and try very hard, even if they're misguided in their target. And it is beyond me how, especially somebody who was a fucking comedian like she used to be, would have such an obvious disdain for the public. Thanks, Smarty Pants. I try. I'm so fucking grossed out by these assholes. No. I like people, so sue me. Meanwhile, this dizzy fucking lunatic who made her money entertaining effectively white trash in her mind built an empire off of it that she could live on, that she could sing the fucking national anthem, grab her crotch and spit in mockery of it, wants to push herself off as an American hero and a fucking warrior for Israel now? Get the fuck out of here. And the way she does it is to talk about how dough-headed and fucking stupid everybody but her is. But tell me again about the elites.
Passivity, hoodwinked and bamboozled, as Malcolm X said, and I've read all his works, and I'm an expert on his works.
But
of course you are.
Real quick, so Maduro was the president that Trump removed. So start with Venezuela.
But the other guy before Maduro.
Oh, I'll look that up.
They talk about Chavez and the voting machines. Chavez is the name.
I should know this. I'm a little tired.
And we also, taking out Venezuela, we took out Cuba.
Right.
Taking out Venezuela and Cuba, and
we didn't take out Cuba. Look, if you're going to argue that your system is better than somebody else's, you have to do it without choking them at the same fucking time. Embargoing, like doing an oil embargo on Cuba and making the people there suffer because they can't get fuel oil. Simple as that. You can't beat your chest that we've got so much better a system other than we can just step on their neck. If you can't convince people system to system, then you don't believe in your own. It's so gross. Like, for fuck's sake, Trump just wants, as fast as possible, to evacuate all the Cubans in Florida and get them out. He thinks he can get rid of Latino culture in Florida and return it to a neo-English and French colony status again.
Putting sanctions on Iran. And, I was going to say, when they wouldn't insure the Strait of Hormuz, Trump said, we'll insure it.
Right.
So he broke the back of Britain's control of
We didn't, though, you dumbass. We didn't.
All insurance, which is everything, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to look at what they insure. MI6. Mm-hmm. They always say Mossad. Look at the Jews.
Mossad works for MI6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
talked about this.
Everybody works for MI6.
Everybody works for MI6. Fucking James Bond is the leader of the Illuminati. It turns out, after all, he's evil.
So when they insure something big, take note of how often that something burns down.
Yeah, it's like...
Didn't they have, Claudia Schiffer's legs or something or whatever? A bunch of pitching arms and stuff? How many pitchers for the Yankees' arms burst into flames?
Yeah, they always... Remember he tried to take out a bunch of insurance policies on the Twin Towers?
He did. He took out double insurance.
Yeah, well, he took out insurance, and then when 9/11 happened, he tried to claim each plane was a separate event so he'd get double insurance.
Hey, quick question. How much control do you really have over your money?
Well, obviously none, because MI6 owns everything, and the pharaohs of old run MI6. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Fuck. The Illuminati pants runs everything. So smoke them if you got them, I guess. Fucking, I'm not going to run your ad, you dumbass. Is that the whole fucking... Okay, they come back.
Control your...
But it was just so gross. But yeah, that's a perfect example of one of the bad ones.
They are all...
One of the bad Jews. Did you hear that?
Employed by Rothschild.
Yeah. That is true.
Rothschild is their scapegoat, their official scapegoat, which is why Rothschilds always wear them goat heads.
Yeah, you say this a lot, not this one.
Rothschilds always wear them goat heads. That's a t-shirt.
It's true.
It's true.
A lot of people miss this one.
And, of course, it's never the Rothschilds that die in ovens.
Right.
It's the working or the scientist Jews. They turn over everybody, and they steal their paintings and their wealth of ages.
Yeah.
And, launder it in.
Man. Still grinding on this one, are we?
Swiss banks, all owned by the same people, the same people.
The bad Jews. Sorry.
And they're right and left.
Yeah. And of course, every word of what she's saying is obviously true.
Well, it's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim. There's a secret society of the 5 wealthiest people in the world, known as the Pentaveret, who run everything in the world, including the newspapers, and meet tri-annually at a secret country mansion in Colorado known as the Meadows.
So who's in this Pentaveret?
The Queen, the Vatican, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, and Colonel Sanders before he went tits up.
Don't forget, also in the Pentaveret. I'm just saying. An alternating member.
Left. Because the British Crown hired Mark.
Fucking hell. I don't, honestly, is this just like in the peanut bowl on the bar after everybody has eaten all the peanuts, all the pretzels are gone, those little skin shavings, bits of shell, and bits of knocked off salt at the bottom of that? Is this the QAnon version of that? Just the fucking remnants? If you left the pot of soup on the stove and forgot about it, and all the water boils out, and all that's left is the essence of what used to be soup?
To write, as I say, to create the bubble for vulture capitalism to move in after a disaster and buy up at dirt prices, which is what Mamdami's doing.
Mamdami?
He's a Marxist, and that's what he's doing. No police.
Sorry, so Marxists are vulture capitalists. All right, okay. It's a new take. I'm not immediately going to dismiss it. Tell me more.
Turn New York City down, burning it down for
that real estate's going to be cheap in a few years.
For the pharaohs, the owners of the world.
And I see. So, sorry, real quick. So Mamdani is driving the rich people out so the rich people can buy it. And by rich people, I mean the people who already own everything, including the banks already. Why would they just call in their loans on the people who own stuff and just take it that way? I'm sorry. I started being logical again. That's my fault. I should stop. What are you talking about, lady? Hold on. Oh, she cut the audio on that. I see. That was
that real estate's going to be cheap in a few years.
I'm counting on it. I'm hoping to buy an apartment in New York at some point just to have it, a couple bucks. Oh, play, dipshit. What the hell?
The owners of the world. And saying, the Jews.
Oh, you see? That's a hell of a way to go out. I'm still working on how the people that run everything have to actually do anything to run it. Who are they? If we're all powerless and stupid, why do they even have to bother with all this fucking tap dancing and plate spinning? And why is it the bad Jews are the ones that are doing this stuff and the good Jews are the victims? And everybody else in the middle is just a dumb goy? Is that the idea from the Nick Fuentes crowd? Shit. I would like to point out that woman thinks January 6th was a heroic event. So that's the quality of thought you're getting there. All right. I went late. I went over. And I got, there's so much to cover. I'm never going to get through. And we're just going to start from scratch again tomorrow. Shit. Hit the like, share the show. It's Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. Please subscribe if you haven't. I pointed out this morning that I have the views. I've got the view hours of a channel with 3 million subscribers, and I have less than 100,000. You explain that to me, you guilty bastard who hasn't hit subscribe. So there you go. Is it? Yeah. I'm stealing this. Please do. Hal, after all, can we see a kitty? Yeah, you know what? I'm not against it. Since I went late anyways, give me a second. Let me put away my headphones over here. Turn up this thing in case I need to. And let me see if I can. I don't want you guys to be bored. Talk amongst yourselves. Introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? I'll be right back. Hang out there, you guys. Hi, buddy. Oh, it's Chip. It's a fan. It's not on right now. You're okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's a fan, buddy. It's not on. Or is it the hold music? This is Chip. He's a chunk. It's okay, buddy. It's a fan. You're fine. He's scared of fans. He became afraid of fans a while back. We're not sure why. But he also, I think, has to go to the bathroom. So give me 1 second. Feels a lot lighter now, I think. I'm hoping, anyways. That's it. Thank you guys for the super chats today as well. Pam, thank you so much for that. That's very sweet. Is that a chip tip? Was that a chip tip? Is that what happened? Thank you very much for the chip tip. Appreciate it. And I agree, Seer Sinley. And then Barbara Casal. When I come in this Friday for just a little show notes, since I have you guys here, when I go into, I'm flying into San Francisco this Friday I'm going to drive up to Santa Rosa, and I think I'm going to stay close to the airport. Not telling you where, you bastards. But I don't know what the status of morning show and afternoon show will be, partly. But also, I got to check with them about live streaming it and if it requires any setup time for me. So the drive up there before the show, being up there, eating, hanging out, and then blah, 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 I'm going to have to work on the details of that. But if I can squeeze out a show, I will, is my point. And if I can't, and anybody who's coming to the show, who's a fan of the show and this kind of stuff, if I can't do a live show that afternoon, I might exchange it for a coffee beforehand with Patreon folks or you know, viewers who might do this thing or whatever. It's a thought. I'm throwing it out there. I would like to do more of those things. I genuinely want to. And so I will figure out how to, see if I can make that happen. But I'm pondering things out loud. As you know, I have many options and a lot of them get strangled in the crib. But that's the kind of thing I would like to start. Let's do that in KC next time. Absolutely. Absolutely. How much does that cat weigh? A half a dog. Yes, Jennifer, I'm totally in it to do all these states and everything. And it's nice to have a booker again. So we'll see. They're going to be adding dates and we will do what we can. Chud isn't with us. Members only stream once a month. I like that, but it would have to be like an AMA or something. But it's not going to be anything that we do where I am talking about politics and stuff like that. It would be something artistic, and then I would post it after if that's okay. I would do something like that. I'm just weird about putting stuff behind a paywall. I just want everybody to be able to watch it, and so I know that's not like private club incentive for people to become members or become Patreons, but I feel like the support is for that art to make it. I guess I was raised on that whole idea that like people would crowdfund an album, and it wouldn't make sense if like you crowdfund the album and I'm the only one to you're the only ones allowed to listen to it. You know what I mean? Don't make yourself too exclusive. All right. I wouldn't. But anyway, so these are the thoughts that go through my brain when I'm an actual human being trying to work this out myself, and not looking at this solely as a business, which is, I understand, curtailing my financial future in streaming. Just true. But it's the payoff of being more real and connected to you guys is worth it to me. So hopefully, yes, Libra, it is very much a Libra trait, Gerard. But I might have to, maybe that's what the member and the Patreon streams are about, is like, hey, how do you guys feel about me doing this or this, right? Yes, just for the community and to have an AMA and post it later. Yeah. And it might curtail and move the questions into a smaller area so we can just, because you guys would probably ask the same questions a lot of people want, I would think, in theory, or they might be special and they would never think of it. And that's even interesting on its own. So, so much to do. So I've got all this stuff, and I'm still working on tunage, and it's, man, I need like a month of downtime, and where I can still be up at the same time. That makes no sense. I get it. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else. And don't forget to subscribe, will you? Please? You can do it. I know you can do it.
Keep a seat where the light won't reach. Whisper low so it sounds like peace. Lay your head, let the ceiling spin. You don't have to begin again. I've been here where the air goes thin. Saw what happens when you try to win. Better stay where the walls don't move. Nothing left that you have to prove. I pull you close till you forget what you wanted most. It's just the way of the world. Down in the dirt where the flowers bloom. It's just the way of the world. You'll feel the power of an empty room. It's just the way of the world. Just wait a moment and we'll start again. You are the my friend, my friend. to keep you where I can